said Suki firmly and shook her head. Then who is your mother? The one with the big ass or the one with the clubfoot? Neither, said Suki. So fuck you. The great house had been built by robber barons in the 19th century, a palatial retreat for the green months. Our parents, those so-called figures of authority, roamed its rooms in vague circuits beneath the broad beams, their objectives murky and of no general interest. They liked to drink. It was their hobby, or, said one of us, maybe a form of worship. They drank wine and beer and whiskey and gin, also tequila, rum, and vodka. At midday, they called it the hair of the dog. It seemed to keep them contented, or going, at least. In the evenings, they assembled to eat food and drink more. Dinner was the only meal we had to attend, and even that we resented. They sat us down and talked about nothing. They aimed their conversation like a dull gray beam. It hit us and lulled us into a stupor. What they said was so boring it filled us with frustration. And, after more minutes, rage. Didn't they know there were urgent subjects? Questions that needed to be asked? If one of us said something serious, they dismissed it. May I please be excused? Later, the talk grew louder. Freed of our influence, some of them emitted sudden, harsh barks, apparently laughing. From the wraparound porch, with its bamboo torches and hanging ferns and porch swings, moth-eaten armchairs and blue-light bug zappers, the barks of laughter carried. We heard them from the tree houses and tennis courts, and from the field of beehives a slow neighbor woman tended in the daytime, muttering under the veil of her beekeeping hat. We heard them from behind the cracked panes of the dilapidated greenhouse or on the cool black water of the lake, where we floated in our underwear at midnight. I liked to prowl the moonlit grounds by myself with a flashlight, bouncing its spot over walls with white-shuttered windows, bicycles left lying on the grass, cars sitting quiet on the wide crescent drive. When I came into earshot of the laughter, I'd wonder that any of them could actually have said something funny. As the evenings wore on, some parents got it into their heads to dance. A flash of life would move their lumpen bodies. Sad spectacle. They flopped, blasting their old-time music. Beat on the brat, beat on the brat, beat on the brat with a baseball bat, oh yeah. The ones with no flashes of life sat in their chairs, watching the dancers. Slack-faced, listless, for practical purposes deceased, but less embarrassing. Some parents paired off and crept into the second-floor bedrooms, where a few boys among our numbers spied on them from between the slats of closet doors, saw them perform their dark acts. At times they felt stirrings. I knew this, although they did not admit it. More often, repugnance. Most of us were headed to junior or senior year after the summer was over, but a few hadn't even hit puberty. There was a range of ages. In short, some were innocents. Others performed dark acts of their own. Those were not as repugnant. Hiding our parentage was a leisure pursuit, but one we took seriously. Sometimes a parent would edge near, threatening to expose us, risking the revelation of a family bond. Then we ran like rabbits. We had to hide the running, though, in case our haste betrayed us. So, truer to say we slipped out quietly. When one of my parents appeared, my technique was pretend to catch sight of someone in the next room, move in a natural manner toward this figment of my imagination, making a purposeful face, go through the door, and fade away. The first week of our stay, in early June, several parents had mounted the stairs to the rambling attic where we slept, some of us on bunk beds, but more of us on the floor. We heard their voices calling out to the youngest, "Coming to tuck you in." We hid under our covers, blankets pulled over our heads, and some of us yelled rudely. The parents retreated, possibly offended. A sign went up on the door, "Parent Free Zone," and we spoke to them sternly.